So thank you for that. Let's welcome Sandy to the program. And Sandy, we are witnessing this continuing ramping up in fear in the UK, the justification for war in other countries, and we have to just keep the pressure on the idea of in people's minds, or at least keep the idea in people's minds that this regime that we are experiencing in this country may have an ideology that we're not altogether familiar with.
Absolutely, Mike. I've just been looking really this week because last week was a very dark week, as we mentioned, with the passing of the assisted dying bill and the decriminalisation of full-term abortions. All of this can lead to blurred lines between legislation and potential use, sort of abuse of power. And Liz Evans gave an excellent presentation of this last week about what the abuses could be with these new bills that have come in. I've been looking at history, and it's always a good marker for what's happening now, as a hidden hand always kind of bounces back to take control. And this time it's under Agenda 2030, depopulation and genomic data gathering. And I see a pattern emerging with what's happening in the Fabian and Eugenics Society in the early part of the century. And bearing in mind we have 141 members of the Fabian Society in Parliament right now, including Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves. And I've got, a slide here with Kim Leadbeater, who led the Assisting Dying Bill. She's a member of the Fabian Society. Now, their emblem is the wolf in sheep's clothing, as we saw earlier, and their method is slow infiltration and propaganda by incrementalism. And, when they strike hard, they strike hard. They've got the tortoise emblem as well, which I think Ben has mentioned. We've got tortoise media. It's all in there. Later on in the show, I'll be drawing parallels to what happened then and what's happening now, because there are massive parallels, and history does teach us, and it always bounces back. And let's see what George Bernard Shaw, the founder of the Fabians and the members of the British eugenics movement, said about the right of disabled and mentally infirm people to life in the 1930s. Now, Ben showed this last year on UKC, and it's even more relevant now in the light of the recently passed bills. So if we can just show that video of George Bernard Shaw.
You must all know half a dozen people at least who are no use in this world, who are more trouble than they are worth. Just put him there and say, sir or madam, now will you be kind enough to justify your existence? If you can't justify your existence, if you're not pulling your weight in the social vote, if you're not producing as much as you consume, or perhaps a little more, then, clearly, we cannot use the big organization of our society for the purpose of keeping you alive, because your life does not benefit us, and it can't be of very much use to yourself.
Yeah, it's quite shocking, really, isn't it? I mean, this is the kind of ideology that we're seeing almost being reborn in the UK at the moment, and it's really disturbing. And I just wanted to just point that one out, really.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for that. And it is a good point. We've got to look at history and see where these policy agendas are coming from. And assisted dying, the full-term abortion, warfare. It's all the same kind of expression of the same kind of policy.
It is. And on the Fabians, there's a very good article by Gloria Moss on the UK Column website about exactly this. So do have a look at that.
Okay, if you like what the UK Column does, have a look at the ukcolumn.org website. There's a link there to take us to our support page. We do need your support, your ongoing support, and I want to say thank you very much once again to everybody who is continuing to give that. And you can join as a member, you can make a donation, you can buy something from the UK Column shop and so on. Very much appreciated for those that do, and if you're not, please consider it. Quick reminder of Brian's interview with Debbie Richens yesterday, parental alienation. That is on the website at the moment. And tomorrow, Brian will be speaking to an anonymous voice from Israel about some of what's going on over there. Now, if you'd like to join us on Saturday, the 18th of October, 2025, in New York for the next On Location event, the topic is going to be health. And we suspect we're going to be announcing a keynote speaker in the not too distant future. Tickets will be on sale at the end of July. So we're going to be asking you to wait until then for those, but there's a reason for that, which we'll announce shortly as well. Now, this weekend, of course, we'll all be at the Sounds Beautiful Festival in Wimborne and Dorset. So if you can get to that, I think there are still tickets available. Do get along to that. Hopefully the weather will be good. And Sandy, very, very briefly, celebrating freedom of speech in Glastonbury.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Celebrating freedom of speech event.
Yeah, we're doing the freedom of speech event. It's finally happening because we got banned from every venue in Glastonbury because we're speaking about land grab, and particularly the World Heritage status pitch for Glastonbury, and they don't like that being said, and they're finding every reason to ban me, calling me all sorts of names. But we're going ahead with it.
Okay, super. So that's Friday, the 4th of July, and that's 7 to 10 p.m. In the Village Hall in Glastonbury, and also Regional Sovereignty versus Devolution on Sunday, the 20th of July. Sandy will also be speaking at that, and the details on screen and will be in the show notes. Andrew Bridgen will also be speaking at that event as well. But Charles, let's move on then to